Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juicy little light. Still on 2. Thank you, little light. You're delicious and bright. We just got to keep shining that light. Shining that light. Shining that light. Okay, my delicious babies now then. So, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So, it's 12 in the afternoon. Our delicious babies, okay? And, well, they call it Valentine's Day, for ones to... of course, another commercial thing, but of course there's something behind the Valentine's, isn't there? My delicious babies. So, if anybody celebrates it, well, a very happy Valentine's. Me personally, I do not like Valentine's. I never have liked Valentine's. Okay, my delicious babies anyway. But for those who celebrate, go and get yourself some roses, maybe some rose petals, and have yourself a little bath or shower. Okay, my delicious babies, just to be sociable. Now, so the sun has got his hat on, hip, 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 hooray. And I'll repeat again, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's nearly 12:15 in the afternoon, okay? Our old England in my Brummyland. Now then, my delicious babies, so I've only got a few today, okay, my delicious babies. And, and I am feeling actually, rather... pleased with myself, my delicious babies, because I was listening to a video and I thought, yes, I thought that little, which I'll go on to, but I thought, yeah, that little piece of shit, the little shit, okay, there we are. He's not saying whether, that we're useless eaters and all that. No. Not in this few minutes clip of this particular video, my delicious babies anyway. So right, okay, because of course been on another spin. Okay, so let me get to the first one, my delicious babies. I'll leave the other one till last. Okay, my delicious babies, this upload happens to have 565,000 subscribers, my delicious babies, and it's called all in capital letters. They're all on YouTube, my delicious babies. Sam Time, so it's all one word. Sam Time with one M. Okay, my delicious babies, that's the uploader. And with anybody not in that way, not in that way. Now, the video should read, it's only just over a few minutes long. Okay, my delicious babies. Microsoft finally admits they were wrong. Okay, my delicious babies, I'm not talking to anybody who already knows about this. I'm talking to our delicious babies who are not aware of it, okay? Well, I mean, come on. I mean, that Windows, was it Windows 11? Okay. Now, I remember way back to do with this. And nobody, I've got to be honest, nobody wanted it. Whoever I spoke to, they never wanted it. Okay. They were saying there was just too many, there are complications with it. Okay. But I'm just going back to what I remember. It's so many years back, isn't it, my delicious babies? Okay, not so long ago. And, nobody wanted it. Anyway, so the fact of the matter is, I'm not surprised in the slightest about this, my delicious babies, okay? So that's that one, okay? Now, the next one, my delicious babies, I was listening to, because sometimes it comes up on my feed, my delicious babies. So this is in the old space bar. Should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, it's almost an hour. Okay, my delicious babies, capital B, best, then space, capital O of, then space, capital J, Jordan, then space, capital M, Maxwell. Okay, my delicious babies. So from time to time, I do advertise, bless, our lovely Jordan Maxwell. I just love listening to his videos. There we are, my delicious babies. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. Now, I've always said about it doesn't matter what channel or whatever. Anyway, I believe, there we are, what I believe, okay? And where ones say hundreds of thousands of years, it doesn't matter what channel, and there's thousands upon thousands out there, my delicious babies. I personally do not, and that doesn't mean yes, I do not personally buy that something is hundreds and thousands of years ago. No, I do not belie. Rewind and start again. I do not buy that at all. No, delicious little babies. That's just me personally. I mean, others may disagree. Well, that's the whole point of the laugh, isn't it? If everybody agreed with every single thing that somebody else said, well, the laugh would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? My delicious little babies. But I do listen, and I take, lots of bits and pieces out of different videos that I listen to, which is why I advertise them to yourselves, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? Because everybody's going to, no matter who it is, nobody's going to totally agree with everything that somebody else would say. Do you know what I mean? Okay, but you may have parts where someone say, oh yes, I agree with that part. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. And this uploader, oh bless, happens to have 126,000. So this is probably another uploader, but he probably just does videos solely on our lovely, not in that way, our lovely Jordan Maxwell, who passed away not so very long ago. So very sadly, my delicious little babies, stumbled there. We wish that he was still here, don't we? There we are, my delicious little babies. Anyway, it seems that the great man's, please do not get me wrong. There are still some great mans. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? But we just wish that they were all here. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? That's my thoughts anyway. And this video should read, Bible was translated wrong. Now, I'm not talking once again to anybody who already knows this, my delicious little babies. I'm talking to our delicious little babies who do not know. Okay, here's what it really says, Jordan Maxwell. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'll just repeat that again. Bible was translated wrong. Here's what it really says, Jordan Maxwell. Okay, now why have I mentioned this video and it came up on my feed? Because at this point, dear Jordan was actually talking about the Iraqi, to do with, everything and wars, and all this sort of thing, okay? But there's a lot of other parts what he talks about, and something which made my ears go ping was where he was talking about heart attacks. There we are, and talking about other things, my delicious little babies, okay? But he was also talking about, and that we were created, and that, we were given birth to. I mean, I wasn't laughing at, do you know what I mean? But it's just the way that he came out with it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you imagine you and Dan, it's just funny the way it came out. Do you know what I mean? Then we were created. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? I just find it all rather amusing, actually, my delicious babies. Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, because you've got to laugh about it. You really do, my delicious babies. You know what I mean? It's like, something had given birth, and you hear some channels, don't you, my delicious babies, and we've just dropped onto this earth, and you know what I mean? It's rather amusing. If you really, really spare a thought, you do have to be amused by my delicious babies. That's the way I see it anyway, you know what I mean? Not everybody's going to agree, because some are, I mean, bless their dear little souls, but there we are. Before I even say it, they are super duper most serious, like 24/7. Do you know what I mean? So that, the slightest thing can make them very anxious or upset, or do you understand what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? So for myself, I like to see, funny things every day. I always find something. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I've said it many times. I always find something to laugh about, there we are, my delicious babies, because you've got to laugh. Because if you do not laugh, you're surely going to cry. You know what I mean, my delicious babies. Anyway, so the final video today, my delicious babies, this uploader happens to have 91 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. And this upload is called, and once again, I'm not talking to anybody who already knows this uploader. I'm talking to our delicious little babies who do not know, okay? Now, this is called Capital G Glenn in your space bar on YouTube. Once again, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, space, I don't know how they're saying this, how he pronounces, so do forgive me. Scrivener, it looks like Scrivener to me. Okay, my delicious little babies, S, I'll spell it for you. Capital S, then all little writing, Scrivener. Scrivener. Okay, and then in brackets, capital S, speak, and then a space, capital L, life, laugh. Okay, my delicious little babies. So that is the uploader. With spaces, Glenn Scrivener, bracket speak life. Okay, my delicious little babies. This video here is nearly 47 minutes long. Okay, my delicious little babies, and it should read: Christian professor responds to shocking claims about AI. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm just going to repeat that again for you. Christian professor responds to shocking claims about AI. Okay, my delicious babies, so now I'm going to close my book. Yes. So what is it that I want to have a quick discuss of? Because we need to go back to where we need to go back to. I mean, there was even a film, when was it? And I forgot to write it down, to do with, it's a 1979 film. It's like this young little bairn in it, a little boy. And I forgot what the name of the film's called. But anyway, who the uploader was, he was having a quick discussion. I need to try and find that video again, my delicious babies, okay? Where, and you know, with most of these, they are one-offs. I mean, the one with our dear Jordan Maxwell, bless. I mean, from time to time, I will mention other videos with that same channel. So they already knew about the AI, and that's back in 1979. But if I find it, I'll be able to, you know, tell you which film it is. But anyway, fast forward to what I want to say. So yeah, so this professor is talking to your other man there, the uploader, and Glenn. I don't know. His name must be Glenn. I don't know. Anyway, my delicious little babies. But like I said, this will be a one-off with that uploader. Okay, so that's not being disrespectful. It's just that, you know. And so they're showing a clip. I think it's about 3 minutes long. Well, it is. To do with this piece of shit Harari. And yeah, we'll call him a piece of shit. He is a piece of shat. Okay, because at one time, wasn't it not so very long ago, my delicious little babies? Quite happy, you know, that we're hackable animals, yeah. And of course, where they're all very happy, you know, to call us useless eaters, my delicious little babies. They're so happy to, you know, to say that about us, my delicious little babies, you know. And they stand there with glee, or they sit there with glee, you know, feeling very super duper deliciously happy with their damn selves. Well, in this part, my delicious little babies, it appears that Harari, and once again that little piece of shit, okay, that it seems to myself, you know, the slightly, there we are, moving the goalpost, aren't they? This is to do with this Davos shit, you know what I mean, that we seem to see every flipping year on YouTube. You know, you see, they spend too much time giving them too much, there we are, airtime, my delicious little babies. If nobody went there, just like if nobody watched the poxy box in the corner of the room, if nobody done any of that, if nobody read a newspaper, let me tell you, they'd all scurry or slither, you know, because they're lower than a snake's belly and you cannot get lower than that, okay? Back under their filthy, dirty rocks where they came from, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. But this little piece of shit Harari turned around and said, yes, AI can lie. Yes. Okay. And he seemed to be, let's just say, the way he came across from what I could see of this few-minute video. He seems to be acting. There we are, differently to what he has done before. Okay, there we are. Now to little babies. Okay. So there's that part. So there we are. I was highly delighted about that because for his damn self, there we are. He too would be seeing that there we are, do not want to spare the ones, there we are, that they're getting onto the little stages, to use them as well. Do you see what I mean, my little babies? So it appears that, there we are, maybe the penny's finally dropping. You know what I mean, my little babies? And that's what I'm saying. Just like half of the governments around the world, okay, just like those, for half of their members or whatever they flipping call the damn well selves, well, they were flipping poisoned as well with the old jibby jab, weren't them, hard little babies, you know what I mean? So like I just said, they spare nobody, isn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? So, and yet these silly little plebs and twats are still in their job roles. There we are. Do you see what I mean, mad little babies? Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. So there was that part, okay, mad little babies, and then they were talking about, like what is it? This AI. Oh, it's to do with the word strawberry. Okay, mad little babies. Everybody knows how to spell strawberry, surely, but according to AI, it has 2 R's in it. Because straw, because you got an R, haven't you? And then berry, you got 2, so that makes 3 R's. Okay, mad little babies. So, right, okay. What's the point I'm getting to? So, the point I'm getting to, mad little babies, if we are supposed to be run by these so-called super-duper clever gods, okay, mad little babies, well, why is it they cannot even spell strawberry with A-R? Do you know what I mean, mad little babies? There we are, I'm just asking a question. Okay? Now, when Harari said about the lying part, liar, bums on fire. Yeah, because they want everybody to believe the bullshit. Do you see what I mean? But for myself, personally, I did actually find this video, there we are, to be of interest. Okay? So, what's the point I'm making to all of this, my little babies? I personally do not believe. Okay, yes, as I've said before in my videos, yes, I have. AI, if it's used for good, there we are, then it is used for good. It's ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense. That's not to you, my little babies, okay? But if it's going to be used for bad, it's a bit like, okay, let me just give an example. So it's a completely separate thing, but the moral's still the same, okay? So I seen a video on YouTube. Was it yesterday? Anyway, I've seen these roll up on my feed long time, okay? But they happen to be talking about this this food place called Greggs in our old England, Martin Babies. Everybody knows Greggs, okay? Martin Babies. Now, if you go back years and years and years and years and years and years ago, okay, you could buy a sausage roll from there, okay, or you could buy anything from it, okay, and well, put it this way, it would taste, there we are, like a sausage roll, okay. But then once these great big corporations take over, okay, it's like a conveyor belt, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's all the same ingredients, which of course, there we are, they're filling it full of shit, okay? Complete shit, okay, my delicious baby. So they're filling it full of that, okay? And then ones get addicted, could be to these meal deals, where you get a sausage roll or maybe a little pie of some description, and then you will get I don't know, I suppose a bag of crisps, which of course once the big corporations got involved, you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, there's many who can remember what a crisp used, there we are, to taste like, you know what I mean, compared to what it tastes like now. And then they'll probably get a little drink with it, and then you get is what's called a meal deal. Well, you look at the amount of, let's just say artificial things that are put into all of that. And it doesn't fare very well for one's body, especially if somebody is addicted to going every day. Okay, madlich babies. So really, what is it? The point to this video? The point to the video is that it's a fast food Greggs, just like a fast food McDonald's. Okay, madlich babies. Okay, but what's the key words that I'm talking about? Okay, the corporations. That's the key words. Okay, madlich babies. Well, the same applies to this. Okay, so let's rewind to what I've just said previously. Okay, so it can be used, AI, for good, and if it's used for good, it can be very beneficial. You know, to some, I should imagine, if it's little companies, whatever it is. Anyway, that's all besides the point right now, what I'm getting across. But if it's used for bad, just like the McDonald's and just like the Greggs, okay, because they've been taken over, then it is clearly used for bad, isn't it? So even though it's completely different things what I've just been talking about, the moral, there we are, is still the same. Do you follow what I'm saying, my delicious little babies, please? And thank you. So this is what this is all about. But yes, you do have many who are scared of the AI. I mean, I've looked at some videos, and I've got to be honest with you, my delicious little babies, because I am not, I'm going to be honest, skilled in that area. So I'm just being honest, my delicious little babies. I am not skilled in that area. So that means, you know, say, you know, if you're really studying it, stumbled there, you know, very vigorously all the time, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? You go deep within. The fact of the matter is that you wouldn't be able to really tell what is real to what is not, okay? So in that respect, I see that as being not such a very good thing, Martin babies, okay? Because it's taking away the original. There we are. It's taking away the original. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. But it's very clear to myself, you know, of course, they're wanting this AI to lie, you know, just so that one's believe, you know, what is coming from AI. Okay, my delicious babies. And again, I do not see that as a very good thing at all, my delicious babies, okay? So what's the point? I feel that it was a very interesting video to listen to. And of course, our lovely, you know, dear Jordan Maxwell with his video too, my delicious little babies. Again, that was a very lovely, there we are, video to listen to as well. Okay, my delicious little babies, because he breaks it down, you know, the meanings of everything. Well, everybody really usually would know Jordan Maxwell, bless him. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, you may get some who do not, bless them, but for most, we all know who Jordan Maxwell is. So my point is, my delicious little babies, okay, it appears to myself that there are some, there we are, who are very worried. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, this professor who was on this video, my delicious little babies, he said that he had spoken to that, what's his name, Theo Teal, whatever his name is. That's another piece of shit, a piece of shart, isn't it? Yeah. Very deeply embedded with our, what is it, data and NHS over here in our old England, my delicious little babies. No. I'm not going to big them up. They've just got ka-ching, ching, ching, too much ka-ching than damn well common sense, isn't it? But it appears with this professor, so he said, words to effect, talking to this Theo, man, okay, creature. They're all, that's what they are, just putrid little creatures. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? That he too, there we are, is you know, not the exact words, but there appears to be, there we are, a fear here. Okay, my delicious little babies. So that explains when I did yesterday's video, when I was on about, you know, where just two men. One was, you know, that Corbyn's brother, Piers Corbyn, and he was there with his mate. You know, and they wouldn't come out to this 2-0, like I said. Went round the pillar, there'd probably be other numbers. Okay, maybe not visible. Okay, mads, lichtelijk babies, that's what I meant by what I was saying on my video yesterday. Okay, mads, lichtelijk babies. Why nobody wanted to come out to speak to two men, just to have a conversation? Do you see? So while they're making all of these plans behind closed doors to do with all of our lives, mads, lichtelijk babies, okay, they cannot even step out to come and have a conversation. But they feel that they can take it upon the damn selves, okay, because obviously we know that they've been given, there we are, orders by somebody else. But of course, they know right from wrong. There we are. They know right from wrong. So they know when something's going to be good for mankind and they know when something's going to be bad. But that's all irrelevant. The fact of the matter is they should come out and they should speak to us, all of us, mankind. I'm not inciting anything. I do not mean it in a nasty way. They should come out. They should speak to us all instead of doing sneaky damn things behind, there we are, behind closed doors, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Okay? But you know what I'm really, really highly delighted about, my delicious little babies? Okay? That this is getting more and more, there we are, difficult for them. There we are. That's what I'm super duper happy and delighted about. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So this is not quite I wouldn't say, going fully as planned as what they're trying to, there we are, sell it to us as. Okay, my delicious little babies. And of course, when they're actually in it themselves, okay, my delicious little babies, okay, yes, they know, there we are, they know. Okay, so at the end of the day, we shall see. But as far as I'm concerned, my delicious little babies, I'm not shouting at you. And thank you, you know, for any likes, for any views, and for the occasional comments. Well, as far as I'm concerned, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? You see, 1 minute they're sort of, you know, laughing in all of our birth races versus my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Well, from what I can see, stepping back as an outsider looking in, it appears to myself that they're not quite smiling now. Okay, my delicious little babies, and could it be that us out here, my delicious little babies, there we are, have far more dong common sense, there we are, than what these prats and plebs and twats will ever have? Because I'll repeat it again. If you as a tech there, ching, pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change away from them, they're just pathetic and idiotic little critters, cretins in little suits. That's all they are, my delicious little babies, okay? Nothing more. And of course, now they're beginning to see it, aren't they, my delicious little babies? There we are. Okay? And they're starting to see that they're looking like a damn well, there we are, laughing stock. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm highly effing, there we are, delighted. There we are, highly delighted. Highly delighted. Okay, my delicious little babies, no. Because this is totally wrong for mankind and for our beautiful little babies who we call our sons and daughters, and all our beautiful little and large birdies, little and large animals, creatures great and small, and our beautiful and wonderful nature that we're so very blessed to have, okay? This concerns all of us. So why should they, okay, feel that they can dictate all of our lives out here? The answer is no. No. Okay, my delicious babies, I'm not going to shut up about it. And if one's, you know, because they'd probably look at my videos, I'm not going to talk about yourselves, my delicious babies. There we are, because you completely get me. You know what I mean? Ding, dong. You get where I'm coming from. Yes, okay. But I'm not going to shut up about this. What right to any of these have telling us out here what to do. And of course, with all the other nasty things that they do, who should live and who should pass? How effing dare they, man? There we are. How effing dare they? You see what I mean, okay? And of course, for most of the time, one just think, oh, she just comes across a bitch all the time. Oh, all she is miserable on her. No, because what it is, when your eyes are open and your ears are open and you see and you hear, isn't it? What these little effers want to get away with. But they must also understand that they're not going to get, there we are, stumble, not changing my video, they're not going to get a place on the Bertie either, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? And I truly believe, there we are, that they actually, there we are starting to ding, ding, dong, dong, ooga, ooga, ooga. They're starting to, there we are, get it now, my delicious babies, there we are. Oh, yes, they are. Okay, and they're also seeing, stumbled again rightfully so, that everybody's just looking at them. They're looking at them for what they really damn well are. You know what I mean? Which in reality is effing nobodies, man. Effing nobodies. Okay, my delicious babies. So no, when it comes to anything like this, my delicious babies, there we are. I've got daughters of my own. I've got my beautiful dear little friends and neighbours and everything, okay, who have got families, okay, got beautiful little babies and everything, right? So no, as long as I can defend, there we are, and stand up for our mankind and our beautiful babies and beautiful nature, there we are, I'm going to continue to do it. So if I come across as a bitch, who gives a fiddler's F anyway? Because I personally do not. The whole point of everything what I'm saying, there we are, is to get the message across, and I'm done doing it. I cannot say this any clearer. And as long as we continue with this mindset, there we are, and that we're understanding what's going on, isn't it? Okay? The more that this happens, it's the more and more and more and more, minute after second, we continue to expose these pieces of dirty effing shit and shat for what they damn well are. Do you know what I mean? And it took them, how long to realise that they were being used? Can you see what you're dealing with? You're dealing with thick shits. There we are. Thick shits is what you're dealing with, my little babies. Well, you and I are not thick. Okay? And as long as we keep one track here now, one track mind, do you see what I mean? Positive mental attitude, there we are, at all times, okay? There we are, not in a violent way, we will conquer these, there we are, we will conquer these, okay? And then we'll continue to make them look, there we are, damn well foolish. And nobody likes that word, especially myself. But we can use it sometimes, my delicious babies, and I wasn't pointing at yourselves because that's rude. The fact of the matter is, we just keep on making them look like there we are, damn well dirty little damn fools is what they are. And as long as we keep this mindset, positive mental attitude at all times, then we're not going to go wrong. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay, and that is what I've got to say for today, okay? So I am going to smile to end my video, but no, I'm being really, really serious with everything that I say. Okay, my delicious little babies, but wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You want to get one like my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected, and how I love you so. You are beautiful, wonderful, delicious. There we are, and I love you. So until my next video, thank you once again so very much for listening, for any views, for any likes. Okay, at least I know, there we are. Somebody's listening to myself. Okay, and please enjoy your beautiful weekend wherever you are in the world. Okay, how I love you so. Love ya. Take care. Goodbye.